Have you ever wondered how in the world some students always seem to get top grades while others persistently struggle? Have you ever read a page in a book but then had to go back and read it again because you realized you didn't really remember anything or take any of it in? Are you tired of all your efforts going to waste? We've all heard the term, work smarter, not harder. It's the same in study. In this video, I would like to suggest you the 5 tips to study smarter and not harder. Before we get started, have you ever heard of the Pareto principle or 80-20th rule? Actually, they are one and the same. It means that 80% of the result you get comes from 20% of the effort you give. This means if you aren't giving the right kind of effort, you're probably not get 80% of what you want. So let's get started. Tip number 1: ask questions. Having thoroughly primed your brain for the study session, it's now time to start learning the material. And this is precisely where you need to study smarter and harder. You have to consistently ask yourself questions while learning. Questions like, what do I know? How can I use this information? When would I use this? Or, what is the conclusion? Get into a curious state of mind to help generate interest and improve your concentration. Tip number 2: study in short chunks. Short study sessions help the synapses in your brain process information much better than lots of information in long sessions. Try setting aside 30 minutes before or after work to dedicate to your study. Avoid all-nighters. Start planning and reading early in the study period and make a study schedule. Tip number 3: spaced repetition. Spaced repetition means when you memorize some information, you have to come back and reread it after a period of time, and then a couple of days, and then a couple of weeks. This is a very effective memorization technique. It'll save you so much time because you don't have to spend hours trying to memorize each individual piece of information. One caveat to using this memorization technique is that you need to start preparing for your exams well in advance. If you're cramming in your revision for your exam tomorrow, this isn't going to work. Tip number 4: aim to teach it. Try to explain the material in your own words, as if you're the teacher. People who study material to teach it to others absorb the information more logically than those who are merely studying for themselves. This is also a good way of testing yourself to see whether you truly do understand something. After you've studied something, close your book and you should teach someone who hasn't even read the basics of the field you're studying. A US study has shown that students who engaged in peer learning scored significantly higher on reading tests than the students who had not. Tip number 5: read aloud and recall. Saying the material aloud will point out where you're confused and need more information and will help you retain the information. Whether it's by yourself, with a friend or family members, read your flashcards and summaries out loud. A handy trick is to close your eyes and try to recall. Reading out loud can also sharpen your focus and improve listening and reading skills. These are the 5 tips to study smarter and not harder. I hope you like it.